Guitar 1 students, a couple of announcements before we begin. First off, please remember this Friday there will be a quiz on the chords we've learned in this class. There's a quiz review on Schoology with all 16 chords that we've learned so far. Please make sure you review it. I'm working to make sure there's also a flashcard link that you can use that you can help yourself review. The quiz itself is going to be on quizzes.com. More information about that pretty soon, but please be aware it is a timed quiz. That means you cannot just have another page open and be looking at the answers and going, that's A. Yeah, that's because it says it right there, that's A. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the page and click on A. You won't be able to do that. You need to be able to recognize recognize the chords on the site. So please make sure that you are studying, that you are getting ready for that quiz on Friday. Also, there's going to be an assignment on Schoology this week that is new, and that is the Rhythm Drills assignment. That's only for this week, and I'll talk more about that in this video. For the time being, congratulations, Guitar 1 students. You have moved forward through all of the chord part of the book, and we're going to be jumping ahead about 30 pages today. So, after you're done with the chord quiz this Friday, we are done with chords for the whole class, and we're moving into individual notes. Please, at this time, open your book to page 64. Give me a minute to open to page 64. You know you're on the right page if it says Note Reading Preparation at the top of page 64. So, like I said, we're going to be doing individual notes from now on. So, up to now, usually when you've seen individual notes in the music, I've told you guys, ignore that, ignore the notes, all you're worrying about is the chords, and that's been true. Now we're going to do the exact opposite. From now on, you ignore the chords and you focus on the notes. So, just a little bit of a review for you in case you are not feeling extremely confident on them. There are 3 different types of note rhythms that we're going to be using at the beginning of this class, and that is the whole note, the half note, and the quarter note. If you look on page 64, you have all 3 of those types of notes in those exercises. Exercise 1 on page 64 uses 2 half notes. Now remember, with rhythm half notes, 2 whole notes, I apologize. So remember, with rhythm, when you have a whole note, it's going to be worth 4 beats. 4 beats for a whole note. So when you have this whole note and you're counting, you're keeping that steady beat, pop, 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 pop. When you have that whole note, it's worth 1, 2, 3, 4. A whole note is worth 4 beats. Okay, so if you are playing a song and you have a note that is a whole note, as an example, you're just going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you just let that note ring out for a full 4 counts. Okay, so that's whole notes. Half notes, and again, this should all be reviewed, you guys. Half notes are worth 2 beats. So if you have half notes in front of you and you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is exactly what you see in exercise 4. The rhythm I just did for you is what you have in exercise 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, exercise 5 on page 64 goes like this. You have a whole note and then 2 half notes, so it would sound like this. So it would sound 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That was a whole note followed by 2 half notes. Okay, so you have whole notes, you have half notes, and you have quarter notes. Quarter notes just get 1 beat per note. So, for example, if you're looking at exercise number 7 on page 64, you have 4 quarter notes followed by 2 half notes. So if you're keeping the beat and you're going to be doing exercise 7, you would do this. You say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So each time, each beat, you strum the chord 1 time. Now, the assignment for this week called Rhythm Drills, you can see on page 65 that you have something that says, hey, Rhythm Drills, I wonder what this is. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be picking from exercises 11 through 19. You pick 2 exercises from 11 to 19. 2 of those exercises, whichever ones you want. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to record yourself playing 2 of those exercises on just a single note. Like I said, it's super easy to do. So if I were doing 2 of these and I would say, okay, one of them I'm going to be doing number 10. Now, you can't do number 10 because I'm giving you a literal answer for you right now for number 10. But if you were to say, hey, I'm going to do number 10, here's what you do. You'd sit down with a recorder in front of you, you'd say, exercise number 10. And you'd count off. You'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. As I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just played exercise number 10. Now, if you choose to do whatever exercise you want, then make sure that you are saying what exercise number it is beforehand, and make sure you're doing 2 of them. Okay? It's really easy to do. All you're doing is just playing one single string, whatever string you choose. It can be the high ones, it can be whatever string you choose to do. But you're going to be keeping a very simple rhythm just to show that you understand, hey, I have seen a half note before. I have seen a quarter note before. I have seen a whole note before. I know how to do these things. Because you do. You honestly do. So, 2 exercises from page 65. You cannot do exercise 10, but you can do 11 through 19. Any 2 of those. That's what the rhythm drill assignment is. Okay? So just upload a recording of you doing 2 of those. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and move forward in the book now that we've got a little refresher on rhythm. And go ahead and look at page 66. Page 66, notes on the first string. Now, today we're going to be going over 3 different notes because this is super easy to do. And when we say first string, remember, we're counting from the highest string over. So the first string is this highest string. There's your first string. Now, we're going to be learning 3 notes this week. And they are E, F, and G. And again, we're done with chords. We're just focusing on individual notes. So, on page 66, E is the open first string. So, when you look at the music and you say, oh, there's E, and you can look right there on the top of page 66, the note that is on the highest space on the treble clef, you can see it's open 4th space. That is E. And E is just the open first string. That's E. Okay? So there's your first note. So for example, exercise 23 on page 66, all it does is it uses the note E in a simple rhythm. So exercise 23, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's all that is, just using one single string. So, we have our first note, right? We have E. Now, for our next note, F, looking at the bottom of page 66, we have our first string with the first fret. Now remember, just using one finger, your left hand pointer finger, on that first fret, and just playing that one string. There's F. Okay? So you've got 2 notes so far. You've got E and F. Sounds like a very tiny shark is on its way. So, when you are using those two notes, you've got a song on page 67 that uses those 2 notes. So, F is on the highest line of the treble clef, and E is on the highest space. So looking at page 66, you start on the note that's on the highest space, that's E, and you play that for a little bit, and then you go to F, the note on the highest line. So if you were looking at the song Mist on page 67, you would see that you have, all you're going to be doing is following the notes on the solo line, the top line. Ignore the accompaniment. Ignore the accompaniment line completely. You're only doing the top line, the solo line, as you go through this song. So, if you were to do Mist, it would sound like this. You'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then you change to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just played a very, very simple melody using only E and F. Okay? So go ahead and take a little bit of time. You can pause this video and go ahead and just try playing through Mist. It's pretty easy to do. I'll give you a minute to pause. Okay, now, once you feel comfortable using E and F, our last note we're going to be focusing on this week is G. And G is pretty easy, just like E and F were. Now, the important thing to remember, though, is for G, you are not doing the 2nd fret of the 1st string, you are doing the 3rd fret. Okay? Please make sure that you are keeping track of that. You're not doing... No, you're doing E, F, G, going all the way up to G on the 3rd fret of that 1st string. Now, G, when you see G on the staff, G is the space above the staff. So G is not on a line or space of the actual staff, it's actually on the space above the staff. So, for example, exercise 26 on page 67 would sound like this. Exercise 26. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Again, all I was doing was just holding down on that one string and playing the rhythm that it shows you on exercise 26. Now, we have learned 3 new notes, E, F, and G. What your playing test this week is going to be is actually super duper easy. It's the song Chelsea on page 68, bottom page 68, and I will be putting the track on Schoology as well so you can play along with it. But it's super easy. Chelsea only uses the E, the highest space, F, the highest line, and G, the space above the staff. Okay? Chelsea only uses those 3 notes. So it's really easy to do. If you're looking at Chelsea, again, you're not doing the accompaniment line, the chords on the bottom line of the song. You are doing the solo line as you go through. Please make sure you follow along with the solo line. I know it's a big change, you gotta get your brains around it, but that is all you're using for this. So, Chelsea sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Chelsea. Okay? So, honestly, the hardest part for you is going to be going from note to note, and that is not hard to do. You guys will have an easy time with this week. That's why I chose to do the chord quiz this week as well, so that you could have a very easy playing test to look forward to after you study for those chords. So, Chelsea is the song I would like for you to do this week, Guitar 1 students. Now, let me preface this with one other thing. If you say, Mr. Fellman, this is the easiest thing ever, this is not a challenge at all, I am bored. If that's the case, if you say you really do want a challenge, you want to keep moving forward in the book from there, by all means. Okay? If you say, I want to learn about the notes on the 2nd string on page 69, I want to learn about all of these other songs that use all these new notes. You know how to do this. You know how to look at the notes on the different strings and the frets and say, oh, okay, this is C, this is B, this is D. You can do that if you choose. I'm not going to hold you back. But I figured you guys would like something nice and easy for this first week, and then as we move forward, you can get more and more challenging. So, if you have any questions about your assignment this week, remember you have the chord quiz on Friday. You have the rhythm drills assignment also on Schoology. I'm going to make that due on Friday as well, just so you guys have more time. And then you have your playing test next Monday, and the playing test is just the song Chelsea on page 68. Again, I will put that song onto Schoology for you. Alright guys, keep on working hard, and have a good week. Thank you.